Hello and welcome back to the White Pew podcast. I am ZM and it's Sunday, the 26th of April, 2026. If you don't know, the White Pew is a website that I run with my friend and collaborator Gabrielle de la Puente. Gabrielle is based in Liverpool, I am based in London. Between these two cities, we take turns to write about art, exhibitions, culture at large. That can be books, films, music, whatever takes our fancy on any given Sunday. We post the text versions of those texts on thewhitepube.com, and this podcast feed is where we put the audio versions of those podcasts so you can listen to us, the writers, read our own words in our own voices, if that is your format of preference, which it clearly is because you're listening to this. So, I will say as well, please do visit the actual whitepube.com if you want to see a picture of what I am talking about, a picture beyond maybe whatever has landed up being the cover image for this podcast. I'm gonna read this week's text and get straight into it, but stay tuned to the end and I will give you the emoji to comment on the Instagram post. It is a very short one, so I won't be chatting for long. Okay, I'm gonna get straight into reading. I went to see Bishwadhan Rai's exhibition Being There at Zerui. There is a blue ball on the floor. It half looks like a bath bomb, half looks like something I'd chuck in the washing machine on an empty rinse cycle. A fizzy thing to make other things softer, cleaner. The blue ball is hollow with a hole at the top. I look at the press release. It is made of pear soap. I look back at the blue ball. It is surrounded by gold dust. I look up. There is a huge gold-leafed circle on the ceiling. It is sprinkling gold flakes on me as I pad around the floor beneath it. I am tracing the circumference, the mirror image of the circumference. I am guessing where the circle begins and ends based on where the gold dust has fallen, is falling. The gold circle comes out of nowhere. It surprises me. I look up at it in awe and wonder. The door to my spare room has got a broken handle. The screws that keep it fixed to the door slip around, threads loose in the wood veneer. There's a little silver ring that twists down to cover the screws, and sometimes that little silver ring slips off the door, exposing the heavy internal mechanism that actually turns the latch. The heavy internal mechanism is rendered useless. There is no ring to keep the handle in place, to keep the mechanism, to turn the mechanism to turn the latch. You just have to pray the door isn't shut when that happens. I keep a pair of pliers balanced on the shoe rack outside the door, just in case I need to get inside. Really? I guess you have to pray the door doesn't catch you on the wrong side of it without pliers. I should fix the handle, but faults and malfunctions feel, like a cosmic gain, or like I am microdosing some kind of spiritual submission to fate, destiny, a higher power like chance or God. Faults and malfunctions feel like an ontological Uno reverse card, a mirror world where you access a thing by confronting its absence. That and when the silver ring pings off the door, I am able to see it as a separate object rather than just a part of a door. I see it out of context. It is weird and beautiful. There's an artist on Instagram who, in between posting other kinds of pictures of their friends, their life, their work in install shots, post pictures of their hand holding their sink drain cover, their kitchen sink drain cover. Whole carousels of different items collecting in the drain cover. Grapes and spaghetti and red onion skins and washed out baked beans. I cannot remember the artist's name, but I remember looking at these images for longer than I felt was polite. I remember feeling secretly relieved that their hand wasn't directly touching the items. I remember being interested in the way these items fell together to form an image of sorts. And I remember being confused about whether what I was looking at was meant to be looked at, whether it was meant to be an image. It was being presented to me, and I was pleased with it, but something about it all felt circumstantial and surprising. Baked beans without sauce, more pale than you would imagine, naked and tender. red onion skins all purple maroon in fragments like weird confetti. I do not notice any of the other doors in my flat. Because of the broken handle, the spare room is electric and alive to me. My heart beats faster when I look down the hallway. I do not like the items in my sink, trapped in my very own drain covers. I do not find them confusing, circumstantial, or surprising. In real life, they are mostly disgusting. In an image, in presentation, they separate from their original selves. They become electric and alive. There were other things in the gallery, but I don't want to admit them out loud. This was a sparse kind of show, with a specific sleight of hand, found objects, meaning encoded through an object's history, the loopy journey that has led it to this ending as art object in a gallery. I'm not struck by the sublimity of a found object's supply chain. The blue ball of pear soap, hollow and sticky looking, the gold-leafed circle on the ceiling, shedding gold-flake rain. The weird beauty, the unexpected beauty, the beauty that sneaks up from behind. Blue ball, gold circle, they fall together to form an image, circumstantial and surprising. I like the scale of this kind of beauty. Any bigger and I'd feel embarrassed or bored. I want beauty to withhold just a bit, be evasive or avoidant. I want to work harder. I want to chase. Imagine trying to clap a fly dead between your hands. It feels good because success is subject to chance that you have defied. You've closed the gap through secret, seemingly magical means. I am interpretively reaching. I'm being very honest and sincere. Door handles and drain items aren't exciting. They are not the pinnacle of human intellectual exploration. It's strange to nail it all down in words. Mostly when it strikes me, I just hold my breath a bit, hold it with my gaze for a bit, and then I continue on, wordlessly. But the thought of the door handle to my spare room keeps returning to me. It is humdrum poetry, so small and unexpected. It is like finding something glittery on the bottom of your shoe, trapped in the tread. It is like seeing birds out of the corner of your eye. It is like feeling the warm glow of the sun without seeing it. It is like being on the right side of the door as it closes, the side with the pliers. And then that is this week's text. Bishwadhan Rai's show, Being There, is still on, I believe, at Zerui. Let me actually check. Yep, the show is on until the 12th of May. I recommend going along to see it. It is like, it's in slap bang in the middle of London. You can see like St. Paul's. It's worth popping along to. I wonder if anyone else will have the same reaction of like, wow. You know what I mean? It's kind of something about it doesn't translate in the photographs. Not to be like, you had to be there, but I found this quite difficult to write about because it was so about being in the moment, being there and feeling a thing and trying to articulate the thing, going back to do the post-mortem on the thing. Anyway, that's all. That was a quick review. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll see you next time. Bye.